Euro dollar broke the daily fractal high, and are we now ready to look for longs on Euro USD? Now, this and much more discussed in today's daily market update. Morning, guys. My name is Fabio, and as always, we dive into the major dollar pairs and, of course, gold to see where these pairs are going to be heading next. Now, looking here at Euro USD, we can see that we've seen a rally in towards the end of the week, and again over the weekend, we've seen a bullish open as of last night's Asian session. Now, the major fundamental updates: Trump extends a deadline for 50% tariffs on the EU goods until July 9. European stocks rally as Trump extends deadline for EU tariffs. The pound rallies after last week's inflation numbers came out higher than expected, causing the expectation for higher interest rates to persist, to increase, and therefore causing a strong British pound. And the dollar continues to be weighed down by negative drivers such as growing fiscal concerns. People are not very certain that the US is going to be able to pay off its debt in the next 30 years, causing US treasuries to go down and the 30-year yield to go up. Unpredictable tariff policies, obviously, as we can see here with the 50% being imposed, and then again another extension of the deadline, and weaker US data. Specifically, emerging currencies advance as Trump extends the EU tariff deadline, and we can see this back on the Australian dollar, for example, against the US dollar, and we can also see this example on NZDUSD as well. Now we're going to start off with Euro USD because Euro dollar is one of the main pairs that we trade. Now, what we can see here on the daily time frame is that we've broken this daily fractal high over here. Now, the main area of supply previously that I was looking at to short from was this buy for the sell candle over here. However, you can see, yes, we got some bearish confirmation on the daily time frame, but on the 4 hour, nothing really, because throughout the duration of being in that 4 hour or that daily area of supply, the 4 hour actually always remained bullish. And as you can see over here, this 4 hour fractal structure, with this being the fractal low, this being the fractal high, was always respected. We retraced back down in towards approximately the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, which you can see over here. We tapped in towards that area of demand, and from there we've been rallying up higher pretty much ever since, and never really got that lower time frame confirmation. So that's how potentially you could have stayed out of those Euro USD shorts. Now, not gonna lie, I am still in Euro USD shorts myself. I will be keeping an eye open to see if I can get out of these positions once we see a deeper retrace on EU, but I'll be keeping my eyes open. For now, obviously, this is your area of demand that is in control. This is the demand zone that broke through this area of supply, and this demand is now in control and should be respected and should continue to drive the price up higher. Now, once the market retraces in towards this daily area of demand, you could look at the 4 hour time frame for another positional long. Looking where you would want to long into, that would be this high over here, this dotted line, which is pretty much the start of this overall descending move in towards the downside, but is also the start of all of the descending highs, and where I believe there to be a lot of liquidity resting. So personally, I wouldn't be interested in any Euro USD pullback trades until we take out that overall high, and once that high is taken, then I would potentially be interested in those shorts back down in towards this daily demand if we have not yet already tapped into it. If we do tap into that daily area of demand before taking out that high, then you can look to go long in towards those, or in towards that specific high. Okay, so that's pretty much that for Euro USD. Going into the dollar index, the dollar index has now shifted daily fractal bearish. So what I'm looking at the moment is for us to potentially head down a little bit lower. Looking at the previous accumulation, manipulation, distribution phase of Trump's presidency, we can also see back then that we came back down to take out the low one more time. And then from there, we saw kind of like the real retracement back in towards the highs. And this was just kind of like a little fake move. Potentially that could happen here again as well. A fake move and then a takeout of the low before the real potential pullback could start. However, we can see here on the weekly time frame, supply is currently in control, pushing the market down lower. Looking at the daily time frame, the daily fractal has now shifted bearish. This is now obviously the daily supply that is in control, and if the dollar index retraces in towards there, you could look for another short, and you would only be interested in those dollar longs once the current fractal high here breaks. So yeah, until then, only shorts from the daily time from here on the dollar index. Moving onwards into AUDUSD, we can see that AUDUSD itself has pushed up higher in line with our expectations of the past few weeks. Looking here at the daily time frame, you guys know that I'm still just targeting this high over here with the dotted line. high still not taken out, but overall the daily fractal structure got respected previously, with this low and this high being respected and continuing up higher from that overall area of demand. Now that we've broken this high over here, this here is the current fractal low, so as long as this low is respected, this demand zone should push the market up higher to take out that high. Similar to EURUSD, if we were traced in towards this area of demand before taking out the overall swing high, I will be looking for a long position inside of that area of demand. As simple as that. So yeah, looking for that further upside on Aussie dollar as well, if we were to see a little bit of a deeper retracement back down lower. Going into GBPUSD, the pound has been rallying against the dollar, mainly due to dollar uncertainty, but also definitely because of the good inflation numbers that came out in the United Kingdom last week. This has caused the expectation of interest rates to remain high. And when interest rates are high, what do countries, governments, institutions do? They invest their money into that specific currency because they get a higher return on their money. So that's why the pound has been extremely strong. Now looking here at the weekly and the monthly time frame, to be very honest, I don't see a lot stopping GU. We are inside of this monthly area of supply, obviously, which already caused the market to push down lower. And now we're in it for the second time. So not expecting a massive push back in towards the lows. Looking here at the weekly time frame, all I can say is that we have a lot of descending highs here with the potential to take those out. And as long as overall the weekly fractal also remains bullish, which is this overall sell for the buy, it makes sense to continue looking for those longs. Looking at the daily time frame, we are also still bullish here, and the overall market structure remains bullish in towards the upside, with the push up, the retracement, the push up, the retracement, the push up. So after a break of structure, obviously you can expect a retracement to happen very soon, and yeah, we'll be looking to get in a retracement in the near future here on GBPUSD. However, where that retracement will happen from is still yet to be determined. Looking here at the daily time frame, we do have some form of supply in this area of consolidation, so do keep an eye on that, as that could provide us with the potential pullback here on GBPUSD, as we're now inside of that daily area of supply. So with that daily area of supply, after a break of structure, expect a pullback to happen soon, and we would expect that pullback to happen once the current fractal low here on the 4-hour time frame were to break. A lot of trendline liquidity, so let's see if we can get that, and then we'll wait for the market to shift again to look for potential longs. And then we have, of course, NZDUSD, and then we'll go into USDJPY and USD Swiss. NZDUSD pushed up higher. This was one that I preferably would wanted to see, or would have wanted to see, go lower in towards this area of demand, but you can see that the fundamentals eventually pushed the market up higher. Furthermore, there was also no 4-hour time frame confirmation at all. Last week I was looking for this high, or for the descending highs to get taken out, and then for the 4-hour fractal structure shift to happen for potential shorts. But as you can see, it just remained bullish, so no shorts at all. Yeah, just stayed out of this personally. For myself, there is still further upside on NZDUSD possible, so I'll be waiting for that to happen. Yeah, I'm only interested in longs for now, with the daily fractal being bullish, with the weekly fractal being bullish, and with the 4-hour fractal also being bullish, but also the 4-hour swing also being bullish. Moving onwards into dollar yen, and then we'll dive into dollar Swiss and gold. Dollar yen still hasn't formed a base. It's provided us with a daily bearish fractal structure shift. Here on the 4-hour time frame, again, 4-hour just remains bearish. We are kind of coming into an area of key support from where we could potentially see a bounce back up again. Wouldn't be surprised if we do get that in the near future after a very large overall sell-off in towards the downside. I'm not sure why this stays on the chart yet. It's gone. So here on the daily time frame, not much. 4-hour time frame also not much, remains bearish. The weekly time frame just actually had the overall control, because as we can see, the weekly fractal structure being respected, and this weekly buy up for the sell down is eventually what pushed the market down lower. So personally staying out of dollar yen for now, as I don't find it very clean, because the daily fractal shifted bearish. But again, looking here at the 4-hour time frame, I would like to see somewhat of a rebound up higher, as we've left behind a lot of descending high liquidity. So I would be interested in a potential long for dollar yen. Now, dollar Swiss and gold. Dollar Swiss itself is still fractal bullish. What I'm looking for here is for some bullish momentum to come in. The Swiss franc is something that I'm still very short on, and I'm therefore still interested in dollar Swiss longs, and we are at a key level of support as well. So now I would want to see some real bullish momentum come in to trade this back up higher in the near future. Now, for now, wait for the current fractal high to break and then wait for another high break before getting into any potential longs. And then, of course, we have gold. So gold made a beautiful rally in towards the end of last week as we expected. And I'm still looking for that further upside on gold to persist as we are now in the impulsive phase, as I explained in last week's video as well, with the impulse happening over here, the retracement happening over here, and now with us being in the impulsive phase once again, looking to establish a new higher high. I'll be following the overall direct 4-hour and 1-hour order flow. So for now, just looking for the 1 hour to grab liquidity, potentially underneath these lows over here. And once those lows have been taken, then I would potentially be looking for longs once again. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic trading day. Speak to you guys inside Discord, link in the description of this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and have an amazing day.